guys, today I am excited to share with you my favorite thrifted finds from 2024 and what I'm looking for when I'm thrifting in 2025. So we are going to go ahead and get into this. Hello, my name's Danielle. If you're new here, I'm so glad you decided to stop by my channel. I hope you will want to stick around, check out what I have going on here. And if you enjoy what you see, I hope you will consider subscribing, and I look forward to getting to know you down in the comments. So definitely please leave me a comment. And for those of you returning, thank you so much again. For those of you who are subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you have been watching but you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? It does help my channel a ton. I wanted to go ahead today and share with you guys the things that I thrifted in 2024 that were the most worn, the things I was the most excited about, that I reached for over and over again. And then kind of tell you what I'm thinking for 2025. You may have seen that I did a closet clean out recently and got rid of a bunch of stuff. So the way I'm thrifting for 2025 is going to be a lot different than the way I have in the past. And so we will get into that when we get to that point. But as I tell you about my favorite things that I thrifted this year, or last year, I guess, I'm going to be popping up pictures of them over here for you so that you can see them and kind of just tell you a little bit about why they were my favorite things. So let's go ahead and see what my favorites were for 2024. So I kind of put these in order. I went back through my videos to be able to see when I had gotten these things and how much I paid for them. So I thought that might be fun to be able to share with you as well. But first was in February, and it was this black teddy coat. You guys, this thing is so soft. It has no closure on the front. It's just an open front coat, but it's really thick and soft and warm, and it's a great throw on over things. And it just seems like it goes so good with things that are dressier and super casual outfits. So it is just kind of an all-around great grab as far as the coat goes. It doesn't take much thought, and it just goes so well. And I live in a very cold climate. If you don't know, I live in Michigan, and so it does get very cold here, and I wear it on the days even when it's really cold. And if I feel like I don't want something so open like that, I just throw a scarf on with it, and it's like absolutely perfect. So that I absolutely love. And guess how much I paid for it? $4.99, and I got that from Salvation Army. I also wrote down where I got these things from, if I could remember, just because I thought that was kind of fun too. So you can let me know if this is totally unnecessary information or if you kind of like hearing. But yeah, $4.99 from Salvation Army, and got a ton of use out of it. Still am getting a ton of use out of it because it's cold here. And yeah, so I really enjoy wearing that coat. Also in February from the Salvation Army, I got this tan blazer. I knew I was kind of looking for a tan blazer, something that would start taking me into spring. And because I love blazers, if you don't know, blazers are absolutely one of my most favorite wardrobe kind of pieces. And I knew I wanted a more lightweight one that would take me into spring. And you guys, when I found this, I had no idea how much I would wear it. I wore this thing so many times. And then in the fall again, so it is a perfect weight for spring and fall. And I wore it a ton. And so I only paid $1.50 for that. That was one of the best $1.50 I ever spent. And so I'm so happy to have it in my wardrobe. Now in May, my husband had a work conference in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And so I did some thrifting when we were over there, and I found two of my most favorite pieces that I wore all summer long. They were this peach skirt. So it literally has peaches all over it. So it's a really cool blue color with kind of the muted color peaches. It's so unique, unlike anything else that I own. I love long skirts like that. Maxi skirts are like, I love them. And literally when I brought that skirt up to the counter, the girl working there said, I've been watching to see who ended up buying this. Like, she was like, it's just such a cool piece, and I wanted to see who got it. So hopefully I didn't disappoint. She's probably like some old chick. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I was so excited about it. And obviously it's a really unique piece if somebody is paying that close of attention to even want to see who ends up getting it. And so that was $4.99, and that was at a Salvation Army in Mount Pleasant. And then also I got this denim jacket. I mean, it's a denim jacket, right? I mean, it's not like it's anything that incredibly fantastic, but again, yeah, it is, because I wore this thing so much. Now I have another denim jacket. It's a little bit darker denim, and it's a little shorter and much more structured. It's like a workwear denim jacket. It literally is from like a Tractor Supply company or something like that. So it is definitely a more structured and warmer kind of denim jacket. So this one is longer. It fits a little more like oversized, and it is so cute thrown on over dresses and skirts, and or with jeans or other pants or whatever. And since it's lighter weight, it was the perfect like spring into summer, even like summer evenings jacket. And so I have gotten so much use out of that, and I paid $6.99 for that one from that same Salvation Army in Mount Pleasant. Then in June, I went thrifting with my sweet niece, Lily. She was 12 at the time. She's 13 now. And we had such a fun day. She was just like, she was shy about it at first, about picking things. I'm like, no, like, look at stuff and pick stuff. Well, then it got where we were laughing about things and enjoying it. And she got so many things, and she was so excited. My sister and my brother-in-law said when she got home, they're like, she was like talking like you. And she was just so excited about everything. Everything was just so great. So it was like such a perfect day. Thrifting is super fun, but when you can take somebody else and thrift with them like that, and it was just such a special day. So I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed that. And on that trip, I got this Ghostbusters tee. This was from a Salvation Army. And I never imagined how much I would wear a Ghostbusters t-shirt. I mean, that sounds ridiculous, but I seriously wore it so much. I absolutely love it. And then we go to Cedar Point, which is an amusement park. And we go there many times all summer, like all during the season that they're open. But we go to their Halloween and go several times then too. And I wore that a few different times when we were there for Halloween, and people gave me so many compliments on it. And so it was just super fun to have that. And it's like one of those like nostalgic things. I think about the old Ghostbusters from back when I was a kid. That's what I, like get excited about when I think about Ghostbusters. And so having that shirt was just like nostalgic and just a lot of fun. So I ended up paying $2.49 for that t-shirt. On that same trip, I also ended up picking up this little crochet tank. Now, I had picked up a different kind of crochet tank when I had gotten that peach skirt, but it needs like the straps adjusted, which is a super easy fix. And so I had seen this one when I was thrifting with my niece and was like, ooh, that would be super cute with that too. And then of course, a ton of other things. I wore that thing with cute flowy pants that I have. I got so many compliments on it. Of course, with that skirt, with jeans, like it is just such a cute, versatile top. And then into the fall to wear underneath of things, because it's that knitted like sweatery material. And so then to throw something over top of it was so cute. And so I really loved that. And that I ended up paying $1.99 for at that Salvation Army also. And then on that same day at Goodwill, I ended up finding this pair of pants, and I was like, it's Free People. It's a Free People pair. I don't want to have Free People pants. Like, I love the styles that Free People has, but it's way outside of my budget. If you don't know, Glamburger, my channel, my name's Danielle Gerstenberger, and that's where Glamburger came from, so Glamburger. And so my channel is about being glam on a budget, is really how it all started. And so thrifting is, I mean, a big part of that for me. And so the only way I am going to have a brand like Free People is if I can thrift it, or if someone gifts it to me or something like that. I am never going to go out and spend that kind of money on something. So when I found these pants, I was like, I don't know if they'll work for me. Well, I went in and tried them on, and I showed them to Lily, and she said, Aunt Nell, you have to get those pants. And I was like, okay. So I did get those pants, and I have thoroughly enjoyed wearing them. I feel so cute in them. Are they the most flattering pants? I don't know that they are really, but also, do I care? I don't know that I do. Actually, that's the beauty of getting older. You know, people always tell you that. As you get older, you will care less about what other people think, and you'll just do what you enjoy, you know, wear what you want. And it's so true. It's actually happening, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this stage of life. So if you're not there yet, it's coming. But man, start thinking it now. Like, if I'm not going to care later, why do I care now? All right, so I ended up paying $5.99 for that pair of pants. And then in August, we go to our church camp for 10 days, and there is my favorite thrift store is there. And then also, I did some garage sailing, so I loved that. And that was kind of this is really only the second year I've really done garage sales. And so I kind of consider that thrifting because it's pretty much the same thing. And actually you get things way cheaper a lot of the times. And then also I did some thrifting on Poshmark. And so I love to sell things on Poshmark and then purchase things with the credit that I build up there. So that's kind of what I did. Most of my favorite shoes come from Poshmark because, again, to be able to find name brand things that I'm not going to go out and just buy in a store, to be able to find those and in my size, obviously it's much easier to go on Poshmark and search for your size and that kind of stuff than to go into a thrift store. That's just a total luck thing, which is really fun because when you do find those things, it's super exciting. But that is a lot what I use Poshmark for. And so actually I will have linked down below in the description box is my Poshmark Closet always. But I wanted to let you know I'm going to be listing a bunch of new things, not new things, but a bunch of things on there. And also, if you are a size 8 in shoes, women's, I just listed a ton of shoes for my best friend on my closet, or in my closet. And so you can go check those out, because it's a good thing actually that we don't wear the same size, because several of those pairs of shoes I probably would have snagged for myself. I mean, I would have paid her for them. But yeah, so many good shoes. And then of course there's some that are my size on there, which is 6.5. So if you want to check out those shoes, and of course a bunch of clothes, there's some, you know, accessory type things and stuff like that. So check that out if you're interested. But so I ended up getting from Poshmark the shoes, you guys, and I did a whole video on those Poshmark shoes, which I'll pop up here in the cards for you if you want to check it out. But I got yellow Vans, like yellow and white checked, in the Asher style, so the slip-on style, which my youngest son's name's Asher. I didn't name him after a shoe. But so I already knew I loved this style of shoes, because I bought a pair garage sailing actually for $1 the year before, and they were the red and white ones, and I wore them a ton, and I was like, I would love more of these. Well, I am a yellows, oranges, greens, more like earthy kind of colors, autumn color kind of person. And so I have a lot of those kind of colors in my wardrobe. So when I saw these like kind of muted, you know, they're like a darker, like a marigold, not marigold, whatever, kind of yellow. You know what I'm saying? You'll see when you'll see it. I was like, oh, I will totally wear those. Well, I did not even realize how much I would actually wear those. I wore those all the dang time. Like I could not stop wearing them, because they're so cute and they go with like everything in my wardrobe, and they're so comfortable. So those I paid on Poshmark $16.45. That includes shipping and tax and everything too. And then I also got from there a pair of red and pink checkerboard Vans, but they're the skate high tapered. And so this was a different style of, I have 8 pairs of Vans, you guys. I love Van shoes. And guess what? I got them all from Poshmark and garage sale. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And so I absolutely love their shoes, and I love all the different styles. I have leather ones. I have like classic ones. I have the Asher style slip-ons. I have skate mids. I have now the skate high tapered, or high tapered skate, however you say it. I just really, and you'll see, but they'll be for 2025, because I might have already got another pair. But anyway, these red and pink checkerboard ones, they were a custom shoe that someone was, you know, had made for themselves and then was selling. They are so dang cute. They are so fun. They're funky. They just totally add something to like a plain, boring outfit. They are so awesome. And so I paid $20.69 for those on Poshmark. Now, something I got from that thrift store that is my favorite, that I have gotten so much use out of. I've used it in a Thrifted Look for Less challenge video recently. Like, I've worn this thing so much, and I couldn't even imagine that I would. And it's a super oversized green cardigan. And I got that from the little thrift store that I love, where our church camp is. And it was part of a bag sale. So between all of the pieces that I got that they crammed into the bags, I ended up paying like 36 cents for the sweater. And I could not even have imagined that I would just like wear it so much. And it seemed like it was brand new. So that has been a really good find for the year. Then when we were out garage sailing during that time while I was at camp, I found an oversized navy cardigan, which again, I have worn like crazy. Now the green one is heavier, like literally like heavier and a little thicker and stuff like that. And the blue one is also oversized, but it is not as thick. It's a thinner like knit, but really, really soft. It's so good. And that I paid $1 for at a garage sale. And so I have been wearing, I actually wore it out to dinner the other night with friends of ours with like a fun color pair of pants that it just went so good with the blue. It was really fun. And so I get really excited about clothes. If you don't know me, clothes and shoes are like my thing. I just get so dang excited about them. And so I love to be able to share about them, and I love watching other people's videos. So if you do thrifting videos or styling stuff, you know, fashion things, please let me know so I can check it out, because I love it. I love when other people get excited about clothes like I do. And then the last thing that I would say is a favorite from 2024 from thrifting is the cream skirt that I got. I got it from a Salvation Army, and I actually used it in a Thrifted Look for Less challenge because, again, it's so versatile and it's got such a cute design elements to it. So it's not just, it's more of like a midi skirt, not quite a maxi. I think I called it a maxi, but I think it's more of a midi. And it is just like this really pretty cream, and it's got like eyelet lace like detail like mixed in it and panels at the bottom, and the way it's like, it's so cute. And so I wore that so much during the summer, and just really, well, not summer because it was August, which I guess is still summer, but I mean that little bit of time left before it started getting cold, I wore it so much. So I thoroughly enjoyed that, and that cost me $3.99. So those were 12 different things that I would say were my favorite thrift finds of 2024. What do you guys think of them? Which one was your favorite? And as you know, I thrifted a ton of stuff. If you watched my thrifting videos from last year, I thrifted a ton of stuff. And so, in saying that, like I said, I just recently did a closet clean out video, and I was talking about how I have way too many clothes. Like, it's ridiculous. I basically had pushed my husband out of the closet. He has been having to keep his clothes down in a laundry room closet because, like, I didn't give him any room in here. And, but it was just, it didn't make sense. I had so many things that were so crammed. Everything was, you know, wrinkled when I pulled it out. I couldn't even see half the stuff. I forgot that there were things in there I completely forgot about. And so I'm like, that is not how a closet should function. And that's not even like a fun way to have your wardrobe. It's hard to be creative when you've got so much stuff that's just, it's overwhelming. And so I really had to stop and think about, first of all, I am budgeted, and I do try to be very smart with how I spend money. So it is not smart, no matter how inexpensive something is, to just keep buying things that then you never use. So it's not inexpensive in the fact that it occupies your mind, because when you're looking at all that stuff, half the time you feel overwhelmed by it. A lot of times you feel guilty because you spent the money on it and you're not using it. And so it's just like, no. So I went through, I gave things to a bunch of people who were absolutely thrilled, which that is my favorite part, because that's super fun to be able to give people stuff and have them be excited about it. And then I'm going to be listing some of the stuff on Poshmark, and I donated. So that made me stop and say, what is thrifting going to look like this year for you? Because I know I'm not just going to go in stores and be like, oh, this is cute, this is cute, this is cute, and oh, it's inexpensive, I'll just buy it, I'll buy it, I'll buy it. Because that doesn't make any sense. It's wasteful. It's a waste of my money. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of the space in my home. And so I'm like, things are going to be different. And this is how. For one thing, I really was experimenting with a lot of different styles, which that is something really fun about thrifting. If you want to try out different styles and stuff, it's a very inexpensive way to do it. If you see a trend that you're like, ooh, I think I like that, but I don't know what it would look like on me. Trends are not new. Like, pretty much everything is just a recycled thing. So if you go to thrift stores, you can find something at least similar to get the idea of if it would be something you would really want to invest your money in and wear. So I would highly recommend thrifting for that. If you're not just a regular thrifter for shopping, if there's something like that and you want to be, you know, make sure you really want something like that before you're going to spend money on something else. Or you might decide that one's good enough for you, which hopefully you will, because really, I mean, yeah. I'm a big thrifter. I'm all for thrifting, so I'm always going to be advocating for that before I advocate for going into stores and just buying, you know, what the newest, trendiest thing is. But if that's what you like to do, that's what you like to do. And if you have the money to do it, you do it. But if you don't, thrifting's for you. But yeah, so I'm like, I want to buy things that I'm going to be very intentional about. So I made a list of the things that I am looking for in thrift stores this year. And I'm going to pop up some pictures for inspiration of like things that I am thinking, like, you know, the types of things I'm looking for. So first off, I had mentioned this before, is a raincoat. I want a raincoat because we go to different amusement parks all spring, summer, fall, and a lot of times actually it rains. And if I had a nice raincoat, then it'd be a great thing to throw on because you can still ride a lot of rides and stuff, but it would be much more comfortable if my clothes weren't getting soaked. And so I honestly don't care what it's like. I think it would be really fun to find a really funky, fun, patterned one. But even if I can just find a basic one, that's totally fine too. But I definitely want one that kind of goes down over my like backside kind of, so that you're not getting all wet like your pants and stuff when you're sitting down on things. So that's the main thing I'm looking for this year, is a good raincoat. And I'm not going to just buy whatever I see. I'm going to wait until I see one that fits the way I want it to. And then I'm like, yeah, this is it, you know? So that's the thing too. It's very easy to go, I'm looking for this type of thing. And then the first thing you come across that's sort of like it, you're like, yeah, it's cheap. Why not? Well, then you can sometimes end up with 3 or 4 of the same thing, but that aren't really the thing that you want. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't do that. The next main thing I am looking for this year is accessories. I used to really buy a lot of different jewelry and accessory type things, and I haven't been over the past several years. And I'm like, you know what? They add so much to an outfit. They can just totally change up the look of an outfit. And so I don't just mean jewelry, but I mean like hats, things like that. But I've really been loving when I come across a lot of like earrings or even necklaces that have charms or whatever on them. They're almost like look like a pottery kind of a look, like little florals on them. The very traditional kind of like blue and white kind of look like that, or different color ones. There's something about that has really been drawing my eyes lately when I see it. And so I would love to find something like that. And if I can find it vintage or something in a thrift store, would be super cool. But it doesn't have to be vintage, but you know what I'm saying? That just makes it extra fun. But I really would love stuff like that. So necklaces that are, I would love some chunky, fun, funky necklaces that are just like eye-catching and kind of weird. I like things that are kind of weird. And I've noticed, well, I'll mention this in a minute, but yeah, so that kind of thing. And then more scarves. I love scarves. I love to wear them in my hair. I love to wear them around my neck. You can wear them like a belt. You can tie them on your purse. You can, they're just so cute. Like you can layer over top of a scarf that's a bigger one and tie it. Gives a totally different look to a piece that you already own. So scarves, I just absolutely think are so much fun for being able to just add so much to an outfit and even kind of transform pieces that you already have. Like if you have a plain bag, throw a cute scarf on it, like tie it on the handle, and it gives it a whole different look. And so that's a really good, inexpensive way that you can change up things in your wardrobe and just give them an extra interest, make them feel new again. And then purses. When I was younger, I was like obsessed with purses. I wanted all different kinds. Well, I kind of got away from that, and I really started going toward just very simple, versatile purses. Because to be completely honest, the ones that I have used over the past year, I bought myself 2 of the Uniqlo bags. I can't think of what they're called right now. But anyway, they're just like the basic one that were all over the place for a while. And I got a black one and like a light tan one. And I really like them. But also it's kind of boring. You know what I'm saying? So I have found that I've been putting like charms and stuff like hang from my, the zipper pull. Nothing crazy, like, but just something to give it some sort of interest. And so while I like them and they're very easy and quick, they're the perfect size for me because I don't really reach for big bags. I don't carry a lot of stuff. I want to carry my phone, my gum, and some lip products, and like my little tiny wallet thing that has my cards and ID and stuff in it. Like that's really all I want to carry in a purse. So a bag, whatever. I say purse. I know everyone says bag, but I don't know. I've been calling it a purse my whole life. So same with calling shirts tops. I've really been trying to call them tops. They're shirts. That's what I've been calling them my whole life. I can't suddenly start calling them tops. I mean, I can, but it feels very weird. But anyway, yeah, so I would really love to find some fun, funky purses that, again, you can be wearing a really pretty plain outfit if you want to. You throw on some fun, but I just almost said bag because it is a bag, but it's a purse, Anyway, throw on a fun purse, fun bag, and it just completely gives the outfit something fun and exciting. So that is what I would really like to be looking for as far as accessory type things this year. I will never, I repeat, never stop wanting shoes. Shoes are my biggest weakness. I mean, clothes and shoes are real close, but I think shoes are the thing that like just, they really get me. They really get me. And so I have a list of the types of shoes that I am looking for. Doc Martens happen to be one of my favorite types of shoe. And so I've always wanted one of the floral pairs. I don't care really which floral one it is, but what colorway, anything like that. Like I just would really like a pair of floral Doc Martens, which I will probably end up getting them from Poshmark unless I randomly find them in a thrift store somewhere that are in my size. What I will say about Doc Martens, I love to get them secondhand because a major complaint about that shoe, you know, their shoes, are that they're really uncomfortable when you first get them and you have to break them in. So guess what? I like to buy them after someone else already did the work. They got all the blisters from breaking them in, and now I can just wear them and enjoy them. You can change out the insole, so it's not like you're putting your foot where somebody else's, you know, gross foot might have been or something. And all of my Doc Martens I've gotten from Poshmark, and they are fantastic. And the other thing about them is I only like the ones that have the unbound leather at the top. My very first pair I got were a pair of gray patent leather ones, which I'm actually going to be listing on Poshmark. They're sitting on my floor over there. They have the bound leather at the top, or the binding around the leather. That is not my preferred. I don't like the look of it, and it feels not as comfortable to me. So that is kind of the only requirement for me with Doc Martens if I'm getting like the boots, which is typically what I like. That's the only kind I have. But I want that unbound leather at the top. But so yes, any kind of fun Doc Marten, it doesn't have to be a floral pair. Like they have these ones that are like velvety and stuff. Like I will take, I mean, if you've got a pair that you don't want and you're like a 6.5 and you want to send them to me, I will take them. I don't care what they look like, because they are just one of my favorite style of shoe to wear. Also, Converse are one of my favorite styles of shoes, and I have several pair of those. And I do have a pair of white high top Converse, and I love them. They're so comfortable. But I would really like also, not to replace them, also, I would like a pair of white leather platform Converse. So I really love, I am just under 5'1", so I'm super short. A lot of clothes, if they aren't something that I can easily like cut the bottoms of pants or roll or something like that, if I have a platform shoe, it gives me so much more variety in my wardrobe. If you're a shorty, you might be able to relate to what I'm talking about here. But so having platform tennis shoes makes a huge difference for certain like outfits that I have, to be able to wear them and like have the pants work for me. So I would love a pair, and I'm so mad at myself because I was watching a pair on Poshmark and they weren't that expensive, and I almost bought them, but we were somewhere and I was busy and I was like, I'll do it later, and somebody bought them. Ugh. So when I find another pair, I'm getting them. And then also I keep seeing these like clog style boots, and they are so cute, and they come in all different colors. And that's the thing too, any kind of funky color or pattern kind of shoe, I am down for. And so I would love to get a pair of those like clog style boots. Again, they are more of a platform style of a shoe, so that opens up a whole range of things for me as far as with different clothes that I have. And and they're so cute with skirts and dresses, and like, yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for those. Yeah, I would love a pair of those. Next up, this is nothing new for me. Like, this is something I've always kind of gravitated toward, but I would love to find more fun, funky pants, like prints, colors, that kind of stuff. I love a wardrobe filled with color and print and just funky stuff. And I think for a while I was trying to be more like, oh, you need some basic pieces, and that's not what I get excited about. Those aren't the types of clothes that I really get excited about. So like, even if I'm gonna wear, say, like those cardigans that I showed, sometimes I like to put like a funky print or color underneath of them to give it something, or wear them with pants that are, you know, something different, because I need that. That's what I need in an outfit. I need something that is like has some sort of like interest, some pop that, you know, like draws your attention. It's not because I want attention drawn to me. It's just what I get excited about. Like when I look in the mirror, I want to be like, oh, I look cute today. Like, because that's what you should be able to do. That's the fun about clothes and accessories and stuff. And if I'm just wearing something very like basic and bland, that's how I feel. I feel basic and bland. Like, that's just me. It's just not what excites me. So I need like that fun, funky kind of print and stuff like that. And pants is such a fun way to do it. And so I definitely am always on the hunt and keeping an eye out. But I'm not going to just get any. They have to fit cute and be really what I'm looking for. And that is the name of the game with everything for what I'm thrifting this year. And then the very last thing gets me to what I really want to say. Like I said, I've tried out a lot of different styles over the past couple years. And some things I really liked. A lot of things I ended up realizing they're just not me. Like, it's just not what I get excited about. When I put it on, I don't look at myself and think, oh, this is fun, oh, I feel cute, or whatever. And so those things do not have a place in my closet. They don't deserve a place in my closet because they're not something I'm excited to wear. I'm never going to reach for them, so they're just taking up space, and somebody else might really love them. And so that is, you know, definitely what I was keeping in mind as I was going through my closet. Things that I was like, well, this is cute though. But I'm like, but do I feel cute when I have it on? No. So let it go to somebody else who will feel cute in it, you know? And so that brought me around to really thinking about what my wardrobe, a lot of my wardrobe used to look like over the years. What has my wardrobe consisted a lot of? And I noticed that I have lost a lot of that over the years. And when I was really thinking about it, I'm like, but that's what I love. Like, that's the style that I really feel the most me in. And it is a boho style. I love flowy layers of things. I don't care about things being flattering on my shape. Like sometimes, yeah, I want something that's more figure, you know, whatever, form-fitting or whatever. But for the most part, I love things that I feel like comfortable in. I mean, really, that's the name of the game. Comfortable. I want to be comfortable in my clothes. And I feel comfortable in those clothes because they are flowy. They're not tight to your body. They're not constrictive. Nothing's, you know, there's not usually like buttons and zippers and things like that that are like around your waist or whatever. Like I love me some cute pants that you pull on that are wide leg and flowy. And then, you know, a cute shirt that's a little flowy. And then, you know, duster type thing or whatever that goes over top of it that's flowy. Like that's what I want back in my wardrobe. That's what my wardrobe is definitely missing that I used to wear all the time. And I think back about different pieces that I used to have that I loved so much. Some of those I literally wore out. So I ended up having to get rid of them because they just looked really bad. But then some of them along the way, I think I got rid of because I thought, oh, you know, like I should try something new or something. You know you better than anybody else does. You know what makes you feel good. So wear what you like. And so that is what I am looking for this year at thrift stores is more of that boho style that I know I feel really good in. I feel pretty in it. I feel cute in it. I feel just comfortable in it. And life is too short to wear clothes that make you feel uncomfortable. Like that's stupid. And typically when you feel uncomfortable, people can tell. You can tell when somebody's wearing something that's too tight. You can tell by the way they're holding themselves. You can tell, you know, when people can't walk in a pair of shoes, that looks ridiculous. Don't do that. Like, why would you do that? And risk hurting yourself? No. And girl, as you get older, you'll definitely realize that too. But like, it just doesn't make sense. Some of the things that we do for the sake of fashion or whatever. And I love fashion. I love style. Style is so personal to the person. And it's so cool to see different people's style. It doesn't have to be anything like something I would ever wear, but I can look at it and appreciate it and be like, she's rocking that. Like, look at her. That's awesome. That's how you should view your style as well. Do you feel like you look good? Do you feel good? Like, do you actually feel good in what you're wearing? I mean, does it make you look at yourself and go, yeah, like, all right. I mean, I literally have days, and that's not being conceited. You should be able to look at yourself some days and be like, I look good today. Like, you know, I mean, I wish I felt like that every day, but that is so good to have those kind of days where you look at yourself and feel that way. And a lot of that has to do with the way you dress and being very, very genuine to who you are. Like, don't let other people influence. It's okay to be influenced by like, oh, I like how that looks on them. I'd like to try that style out. And then you might discover you love it on yourself, or you might discover you really don't. And that's okay too. And so I love thrifting. I love the things that I have found over the years. And I know that I have a very set goal and what I'm looking for this year. And so you guys will get to go thrifting with me while we look for these things. And I'm excited to see what we find. Thrifting is like a treasure hunt, and it never gets old. I love thrifting. But you guys let me know what you think of what I showed as my favorites for 2024, what I'm looking for 2025. Do you have any suggestions on different types of places to look for those types of things? You know, like certain types of thrift stores. Like, do you know, I never go to like antique stores. Do you think I could find some of like maybe the jewelry stuff at antique stores? Maybe that's something I should look into checking out. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, being on this journey with me of all my thrifting and
it's just the fun stuff that this channel has really become for me. And I just thank you guys so much. And I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.